Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of our BC Bytes videos. My name's Oliver Barker and I'm joined by Franz Munnich. Hi Franz.
Hey, Oliver.
Today's video is a user interface of Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. Essentially, we want to show you how the look and feel is, how to navigate your way around easily, how to personalize it and get it to look like your day in the life of. So let's get straight into it, Franz, starting with the easiest thing, logging onto the system. Over to you.
Fantastic. Look, that's a question we always get is how do we log in and what does it look like once we get there? So I've logged in already, a little bit of a cheat, because just to save time, it's a URL, and I've clicked on the URL. I bookmarked the URL on my browser. I'm using Chrome today. Use any browser you like, and as long as you have access to the internet, click on the URL. It's going to ask you for your Office 365 authentication, together with any multi-factor authentication that is set up as security on your account. And once you've answered all of that, you will be presented with a screen like this. Shall I go ahead and talk through the screen, Oliver?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Excellent. So I'm on a screen here, which, if you have a look at it, well, there's some menus and there's some actions, and we've got some queues, shipments picked, arrivals, inbound, outbound, internal. My role on this screen is clearly that of a warehouse manager. And you can see I've got picks here, pick lists and putaways and movements. So when you are when you enter Business Central, you're going to be presented by uh, a role that is suited to your daily tasks. So here I'm seeing my daily tasks, picks, putaways as I go down, transfers. As I go down, I might see something around user tasks or approvals or pending timesheets or anything that's related to my role. I've logged onto a couple of roles here already, so let's have a look at another one. This one, if we have a look at it, production orders. So this is a manufacturing manager. I've got my planned, firm planned, and released production orders here. And I've got some menus which are related to, production bombs. This is production work center. If I look at another one, then I'm seeing ongoing sales, ongoing purchases. So I don't want to confuse everybody by, oh, well, do I have to do manufacturing and warehousing? And no, you would have a role set up for your your daily tasks, your responsibilities. And I'm just showing that there are roles for everybody, and I'll show you how they selected for you. So this one is about sales, purchases. This is the business manager. As I go down the screen, let me just talk a little bit about. We've got some um, Power BI tiles which we can interact with, and maybe things like our favorite bank accounts or things like Power BI tiles. Other than that, again, approvals or intercompany transactions or something related to sales or purchase. Over here, we've got some KPIs, and then we've got some actions. I might want to create a sales quote or sales invoice. Then I've got this area here, which is really great. These are all things that I favorited, things that I want to go to often, and I favorited. I couldn't be bothered to take them from the menu, and I simply favorited customers, and there is customers. Okay, let's look at one more quickly, Oliver. This one is ongoing purchases. This is an AP role center. So here I'm looking at my purchase quotes, purchase orders, ongoing purchase invoices, and again, payments, things that are related to someone who's managing AP. But for today, I think we'll stick with this business manager, and we'll look at sales and purchases, and we'll use this role center.
Fantastic. That's a great look and feel of sort of someone's job all in one place. As you were going through there, I noticed one of those tiles on the ongoing sales and sales quote is come up as red. Why is that, and how do you change that, or how have you set that to become?
Fantastic. So I guess someone would say, well, can I, you know, one person's red might not be another person's red. So can we adjust that? Let's have a quick look. These are called queues. We can set these queues up. And we were looking at the sales quotes. Here's the ongoing sales quotes. So on this configuration, over 15, well, the color's called ambiguous, but let's call it orange or yellow. And then over 30, unfavorable, red. And so for each of these cues, then we are able to say at what value, what's the threshold that it's going to change color. And yeah, that's how we
Fantastic.
set it up.
So that has the system working for you with some
Mm.
automations there, which is great. So that's obviously personalizing one of those tiles. What if I was looking to actually personalize this whole screen layout in general? If I wanted to move things, take things away, is there a way of personalizing this dashboard?
Definitely, and this is going to be the same across any of the screens. But let's start with not everyone can personalize. You need to be given permission to personalize, and your key users would set up the role centers and be involved with the personalizing. But here I've gone to set up settings and I've gone on to personalize. So some things start appearing on the screen because I'd hidden them previously. It tells me good morning. Then it tells me this is your biggest sales quote, or these are total of your quotes, or of your sales orders, or you sold so many of this unit. So it's giving you a bit of business insights. I find it takes a bit of real estate, and I like to switch it off. So I've gone and hidden that right there. If I click on it, I could show it again, or I could move it somewhere else. Any of these, look, this is my finance menu. I could hide the whole menu. I could go to, we wouldn't want to hide sales budgets, but I could go to sales budgets and I could hide them. Any of these menu items, these actions that we looked at, maybe we don't do quotes as a company and I want to hide it there, and I want to come down to sales quotes here and I want to hide it there, or I want to hide the whole block. See, I've hidden this whole block, email status or job queues. And as we go down the screen, you see there's a lot of things, the whole Shopify
Mm,
activities. If you're in Shopify, you can have your dashboard up. Yeah,
yeah.
and
So very
it
configurable.
very much so.
Fantastic. All right, we're starting to get a good look and feel now of how someone's day to day would work. I know when I'm looking for things in system, one of the first things I will do is look for a search bar and type in what I'm looking for. Surely there's a search bar here. We can have a good look around there.
There definitely is. Here it is. Search. We're not going to cover today. There's a lot I can search for with AI, but we'll do a separate Copilot session. But let's just say on the standard
Sure.
search bar, tell me what you want to do. I'm looking for item. I don't have to type the whole word out. There's item. I've typed the first three letters, and you see it's favorited right there. So there it is. It's this whole section is favorited, remember I said? So there's my
Hmm.
favorite flag, and this one is not favorited as an example of what it would look like. That one's been favorited. See this one here, item charges.
Hmm.
If I carried on typing here and just went CH, gonna bring it down to item charge. So it's very good in being able to take short instructions. While we're here, you can see I can search company data as well. So you can set this up that maybe I'm looking for a reference, a document number or something, and then I can search company data.
Fantastic. Good. That's a nice, easy search.
Mm.
So let's drill down a little bit further into one of these. Let's use that sales order, the sales quote one we were looking at before, and dive in and maybe look at the data in sort of list form.
Fantastic. So yes, you can see that anywhere I'm moving, my mouse is focusing, or the color is changing behind my mouse. Any of these, um, you didn't ask me, but I'm just going to drill in here and say, you see, we can. We're going to go into sales orders. So as I've come into sales orders, I've got my fact box open here. I'm going to close it for now. We'll come back to the fact box. And you can see that I can scroll across the screen and I can scroll down the screen, or I can use my mouse wheel. Um, While we're on the topic of scrolling, we already covered personalization. I do just want to say that over here, I can still personalize. Look, I can add fields. There's a lot of fields that are not on the screen. So don't worry about the fields you're seeing on the screen. And then also I can move these columns around. I can take them off. The same thing we've seen already with personalizing. It applies the same way on every screen. Okay, so browser-based screen, typical things we're going to see, some menu at the top. And there is menu, and I can see my actions and related and reports, things like that. I've got some buttons. I'm on the home tab, and I've got some, or I could go to manage or home, and you see this little list changes here. Um, and I could apply any of these buttons to a single line, or I could select more and apply it to multiple lines. I can also just hold down Shift and click over here, and all of those lines are selected. So typical browser look and feel, I'm going to want to be able to sort, maybe ascending or descending. Probably if I just go on the status, so I can see I've got a lot of open sales orders. I've got a lot of released sales orders. I might want to take the open ones, select multiple, and press release. So I could effect many transactions right there. But I want to take you very quickly through these buttons over here. They're pretty special. The first one is open in Excel. So this means the data would be pushed to Excel. That's static, and you can work with the data, report in it, or do whatever you want to do with it. This one is called Edit in Excel. I actually want to show you Edit in Excel on a different screen. So I'm going to do it right now, if you don't mind, Oliver. I'm going to just go to
Sure.
Customers. See, it's the same screen, same look and feel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Edit in Excel. This is really cool. So what it's doing, it says I did it before. So I had a template open. I'm just going to say replace it. It's opened in Excel. It's then going to authenticate me on the right here. It's going to authenticate me with my same Office 365 credentials. Microsoft on Microsoft and Business Central is pretty good. So it's busy signing me in based on my username. Now it's writing cache and it's updating the workbook, and it is queried that same screen, and all that same detail is right here. And so we're looking at my list of customers. See, I've got a credit limit. Now, overdue balance is transactional. I can't go and change that because, and it will not allow the updates because there's transactions behind it. But for instance, over here I've got 250,000 for a Datum Corporation. It's supposed to be 25,000. Actually, I'll make it 30 so we can see the change clearly. 33. 123. $33,123 will be the new credit limit. Credit limits I can adjust here. Company names. What I'm going to do is I am simply going to publish it back. And it's written it back into Business Central. It's easy as that. So if I close that down, then I see my customer here, a Datum Corporation. The credit limit was 250,000. And if I go into it now, you will see that the credit limit has changed to 33,123. Okay. Back to where we were. Very easy to move around the system. We were on sales orders. We were looking at this screen, and we were having a look at Edit in Excel. Look, I can also share in Teams. I'll talk about filters next. So I could filter some data, have a look at some results, overdue balance, whatever. I could share with you in Teams going, and it's going to give you the link to exactly what I'm looking at. Hey, Ollie, please review these records for me. And in Teams, you'll be able to click on it, see the records, and then give me a response in Teams saying, I had a look, and I think we phoned the first two, and the other one we've already spoken to, something like that. And then the last one, copy a link. I can just copy the link and it's going to give me this link, this exact link to this exact query, this exact screen as we have it. And that's pretty useful as well. Filtering is a key area. If I click the filter, we get a whole panel of filtering over here. You'll see this filter updates. I might be just here and say I want to. Let me select this right here, New South Wales. I might say I just want to filter to this value, and you'll see now area code is added, New South Wales. I can go ahead and add anything I want to, status or whatever else, or I can go here on status and say, yeah, the open status filter to this value, and now status is saved as well. Now, if this is a particular query that I want to do many times, save it. It is open sales orders for New South Wales. So now I have, you'll see a whole list of filters here. So let's get out of here and see, well, here's my list of filters. So I can look at all my records. I can just look at open sales orders for New South Wales. And then I can say, hey, Ollie, what's going on with these open orders for New South Wales? And you get that exact link to that exact data.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great way of filtering data and then being able to share it quickly.
Yeah. There's probably a whole nother topic about this data where I could use an analyze view. And as an analyze view, I get to do more of the sum of those two entries, my open and released. There's a whole different topic on there. I'm not going to go into that today, but that was a sneak peek. We were going through here. The next thing I can do is have a look at this rather as tiles. I prefer list view. Some things are good for tiles. This is good for list. Then we have the fact box. Fact box is great. Listen, before I do the fact box, remember I could favorite the screen. I can pop the screen out altogether and say that I move this screen off to a different screen because I've got 3 monitors and I want to deal with it separately. Always authenticates me. Let's just go back in there. Closed it off. Or I could see this as a minimized screen so I can see what I had in the background there, but I'll just go back to full screen. All right, we're in the fact box now. In the fact box, I've got, this is a sales order transaction. I could click in on the sales order and it takes me straight to it, and I'm looking at a typical sales order, show more, show less. Here's my line items. I've still got my fact box. I'll get out of there. But on this line, I'm now seeing in my fact box anything like the customer number, so I can drill into the customer, the balance in local currency, so I can have a look at how do we reach that balance. Here's all the entries. Again, I'm in a list. I can sort. I can do the same things. I can send you a message in Teams. I can filter it. I've got filters here. I can do all the same things. Look and feel across the system is fantastic. Am I looking at my outstanding sales orders or service or payments or overdue amounts? This customer has a lot. There's my credit limit I set before. We're over on the credit limit. But I got this fact box, which allows me to do attachments and notes and things like that. And you'll see this fact box features across all the screens.
Fantastic.
So that's my list view.
Yeah, it's a great little toolbar to have in the top right, isn't it, to edit and share all of your data. Fantastic, Franz. I think that is a great summary and overview of the look and feel and how you navigate around the system. Important thing to remember is this video acts as a great base for all our other videos because the look and feel is so similar across them. So understanding this video will help you as we release more, and you'll get more and more familiar with how to navigate through Business Central. I'd like to thank Franz for taking us through the system today. There's plenty more videos to come in the BC Bytes series. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Franz.
Fantastic. Thank you, Oliver. Thanks, everybody.